Hi my resinist friends, and this video I want to show you a little bit more of
motion contrast.
Motion contrast. Translator says that this is kind of movement contrast that I want you to see in this silver river. We will use spray paint and we also will learn how to do these silver mountains. Let's go to the project. I will use this modeling clay. I asked the lady in the art store if this clay will be very hard, and she said yes, but no. This thing, I live the mountains like 2 months and they never harden it. So when you buy your clay, just make sure this will be hard. But never mind, this will be fixed in the future with the resin. I will use this aluminum foil that is a little bit stronger than the regular, and I will use the matte part. I don't want the shiny part, but that is your decision if you want. And my decision is because I think the resin will hold better in the matte part than in the shiny one. And plus I want something realistic with the mountain, not too shiny. But it's okay, it's your decision again. See, the mountains has a hole and it's because I don't want them so much heavy, but it's your decision if you want to do the whole thing. And I will just put as close as I can and make it a part of it. This is my failed experiment of the day. I will use this gold leaf, but in this case is silver leaf or something, and I put this silver leaf on the mountain. I hope I wanted to know what will happen if I put it, but never stick really well. So I will say that this is a huge, tremendous and big fail. So I covered it again with the aluminum foil. I previously sealed this MDF board and I painted with black paint, and I would just add the lines for the river. I suggest you to do these lines because this will help us to do the clear edge for our surprise element. Yes, of course, we will use this silver leaf to do the river, and I will explain you why. I choose this material because what I'm searching is a different perspective from the same painting, and this means that I need to use some different materials that reflect the light, and that if you have your painting, if you see your painting from left to right, it seems different than if you see that painting from right to left. So this is what I'm using, gold leaf. Gold leaf reflects the light and helps us to have this effect, the motion contrast or movement contrast. I'm pretty sure that in English this word exists and is not iridescent or chameleonic effect. It's different, but I can't find it, so I'm sorry. And this long explanation is because I can't find that word. I know, guys, most of you know how to use this gold leaf, so if you have some doubts, you can comment below and I will help you. But this is what I'm talking about. If you see when we move the painting, the light reflects and looks different if you see this from right to left. So this will help us to achieve our silver river and with a good different effect. So I prepare my resin and I will be extremely careful with this. I will just add this black resin, or resin with black pigment, little by little, because I don't want to cross the edge from the river. And doing this so slow will help me to not cross the line and have a better control of the resin. Don't forget to level your board, because in this kind of painting it's really necessary, because the resin will move like a lot if we don't have that balance. And this is our other surprise element, and it's metallic spray paint, and I will use this silver metallic. The trick with this technique is that you don't have to mix nothing. You just put the paint over the resin and pour like that, because the metallic thing will be above the resin. But if you mix that, the color will be gray, not exactly metallic. So don't mix the resin with this kind of paint, at least that you want a gray or something. I forgot to say that I had to put clear resin before this, and that's what I'm doing right now, adding clear resin, and after pour the spray paint with resin. In this case it's the same. It's better if you put a small amount of resin than if you put a lot of resin. We will lose the edge. And I will do this again. Look how the metallic start to spread and don't look exactly like gray. And this is one of my favorite parts, when we will try to do our river flow. We will just take one stick and try to give that current sea thing, and we'll do this several times. This is the first layer, and I am doing this little by little again every single time I add paint spray to the resin, every single time. And while this the resin up mixed with the resin down in the painting, it starts to turn gray, but the top will remain like in metallic silver. By the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like or share or comment anything you want to do, please. That was me winking, just in case you didn't notice. Don't forget to kill those bubbles, and I will add my mountains in this part of the project. This is my first layer, so I will put the mountains where I think will work, and I will let that cure. And this is another tip that I'm pretty sure some of you already do, and it's to have molds around to use the resin left. And this is our second layer, and like I said, have molds around, they're very necessary. And some beautiful lady asked me, how do I clean my stuff? I usually mixed in the same cup, so it's pretty easy for me to clean and also reuse my sticks, and that's it. For this part of the project, I will use some stones that I found around my house. This is for jewelry. And I have things around. I want my creativity have some elements to express my feelings. And like that, I made another set of white resin, clear resin, and black resin, and I will do the river again. I will pour clear resin on the river and pour clear resin over the mountains, because I want them strong and I want to kind of seal them to endure the pass of the time. And I will put clear resin before over all the mountains. I will use this old brush to help me spread the resin, and I will do the same with the black resin. I really loved how the black resin gives some realism and also some sense of depth to the mountains. So I suggest you to do this, and also it put those mountains so strong and resistant. I have a question for you. What does art mean to you? For some people, art it's a question, like I feel or what can I express. But for some people, art is an answer, and I'm really curious about this. What do you think art do for you? It's the answer or it's a question? Leave it in the comments. I was thinking in saying, leave your answer in the comments. Did you get it? Did you get it? I know the way out. Thank you. I will use the stones and this jewelry stone for the stones river. I didn't want to put so much of them, and I will also cover it with a little bit of resin to simulate the water it's passing by. The correct way to put the stones for me is to pour in the base and pour over the stones to avoid they move while this cure. So for this layer I will do the low part of this project. I will use clear resin, and just like that I will pour the white resin with this kind of mix metallic silver, and I will just use my heat gun to move that. Something curious that you will see in the end of this video, and I hope you stay till the end, till the very end, it's that I found two little animals on this painting, and I want you to tell me if you found these animals before I'm telling you the answer, okay? So put a little bit of attention and see if you can find these animals. And back into the motion contrast or movement contrast, you see that I pour the spray paint with the white, and even in this part the metallic paint take a course, and the same gray in the metallic will take another course. So when you move the painting you have a different view. You can see something, whether if you see one thing or in the other side of the painting. So this is really curious. I invite you to do this. And this is my third layer. I want you to know that I reuse my things and that these mountain sites are super strong and there's no way that they can fail or something. Or crush, or I don't know how to say it. And I will pour all over the painting clear resin. In the second, and in the first, in the second, and in the third layer, I add spray paint to the river. But this is really important. I try to not cover the bottom of our river, because when we moved the painting, the light will bring some movement contrast and also the painting, and that is the magic of this painting, or what I said, the difference. Something important to remember in each layer is to take care of the amount of resin. We don't want to lose the edge that we use with that we did with the river, and considering that we heat the resin and it moves more easily. This is something that I really want to share with you. I don't want cells in this project, and the tip in this thing is that if you don't want cells, you have to use cold air. But if you want a little bit of cells or bigger cells, there's so much different ways to achieve that. But in this case, I didn't want cells, and I use for the third layer overall and the second layer this cold air. So I won't achieve cells because I didn't want it for this project, and because they're hard to do. And that's it. What do you think? What will you do different in this painting? Don't forget to subscribe, please, or share or comment. And I want to know, really, is this something useful for you? And while you move this painting, the colors below jump and then the colors above jump. So I was happy with the results. I wish I could record this better because it's hard for you to see what I'm trying to say with this light reflects. I'm pretty sure that if you try to do it, you will for sure understand me. Did you found those animals in the painting? Here's the first one. This is my little friend Snake. Did you see that, or I'm crazy? Really? I see a snake over there, and here I see a Mushu from Mulan or a seahorse. Seriously, thank you for the opportunity to show you what I do. See you in the next video. Bye bye.